In this video, you will learn how to use HoloCore Reporter, review and edit events, adjust threshold settings, and export a report at the end. When you open the application, you first see the available analysis choices. Bidirectional analysis is the main analysis mode. It is used when you have OTDR traces from both ends of the link and want the most accurate results. Unidirectional analysis is available when only one fiber end is accessible. I'll start with the bidirectional mode. First, load the two OTDR traces, one from A to B and one from B to A. Once both traces are loaded, click Analyze. The application creates the bidirectional view and displays the trace, the event markers, and the event table. Before trusting the results, verify the trace markers. In the Bidir tab, you can see both raw traces. Zoom in on each end of the link and check that the start and end markers are positioned correctly. The markers should be placed close to the launch or receive reflections and aligned with the dead zone area. On the left side, verify the beginning markers. On the right side, verify the ending markers. If a marker is not aligned correctly, adjust it before running the analysis again. Next, inspect the splice markers. For each splice or transition, make sure the marker is placed at the correct event position. The red event circle should sit just in front of the reflection or loss event. Correct marker placement gives more reliable results for splice loss, reflectance, and attenuation. When inspecting a selected event, pay attention to the cursor positions. The A-loss and B-loss cursors, together with the AGFE and BGFE markers, define the area the software uses to calculate the loss. The cursors should be on each side of the event. They do not have to be perfect at first, but they should be close enough for the software to refine the analysis. In the Result tab, the table lists the bidirectional event results. For every splice point, there is a corresponding loss measurement, a reflectance measurement when applicable, the attenuation slope, cumulative loss, and the HoloCore fiber section. The values in the table correspond to the markers and cursors on the trace. If the cursors are correctly positioned, the table should display the expected results for each splice and fiber section. You can also change the pass-fail limits. Open Settings and go to the Thresholds tab. The thresholds include total loss, H-splice loss, S-H-splice or HS-splice loss, splice reflectance, and HCF attenuation slope. For example, the HCF attenuation slope threshold is set to 0.14 dB per kilometer. To show how the threshold affects the analysis, I change it to 0.06 dB per kilometer and save the thresholds. The SH-splice and HS-splice settings are used for transition losses between the standard single-mode fiber and the HoloCore fiber, or from the HoloCore fiber back to the single-mode fiber. The H-splice loss applies to splices within the HoloCore fiber section. The total loss value is calculated for the complete HoloCore link. After changing a threshold, run the analysis again so the results table updates. After the new analysis, any value outside the selected limits is highlighted in red. In this example, several HCF attenuation slope values are now over the new threshold, so they appear as failing items in the table. This makes it easy to identify sections of the link that require review. When you are satisfied with the thresholds, the cursor positions, and the analysis results, generate the report. Click Report. HoloCore Reporter creates a preview of the report, including the event table and trace information. Review the preview, and if everything looks correct, click Download PDF. The report is exported as a PDF and downloaded to the Results or Downloads folder. Now let's look at a simple editing example. If an event is missing, if the software identifies an event in the wrong place, or if an extra event has been detected, you can correct it manually. You can also delete an event if it should not be included in the analysis. Select the event on the trace or in the event table, open the Event Tools menu, and choose Delete Event. This removes the selected event marker from the trace and removes the corresponding entry from the event list. Use this option when the software has detected an event that is not a real splice, transition, or reflection, or when you added a marker in the wrong place and want to remove it before analyzing again. After deleting the event, run the analysis again so the event numbering, fiber sections, and calculated results are updated correctly. If you remove an event by mistake, Add it again using the Add Event option, place it near the correct position on the trace, adjust the cursors if needed, and run the analysis again. Open the Event Tools menu and choose Add Event. Use the Trace view to place the event where it belongs. If needed, zoom into the area first so the placement is easier. When you zoom in, use the magnifying glass or zoom controls to focus on the section of the trace where the event should be located. Then place the marker close to the visible event. The marker does not need to be exact, but it should be in the correct area and on the correct side of the event. The software will use that approximate placement and refine the event location during the next analysis. For loss measurements, make sure the A-loss and B-loss cursors are positioned around the event, while the AGFE and BGFE markers bracket the surrounding fiber section. If the cursors are too far away or placed on the wrong part of the trace, the loss calculation can be affected. Move the cursors so they capture the relevant section, then finish the move. Once you finish moving or adding the marker, the event appears on the trace and in the table. Run the analysis again. The event list is updated, the numbering is corrected, and the table is recalculated based on the new event placement. If the event is still not correctly identified, repeat the same process. Zoom in, adjust the event marker or cursors, and analyze again. When working with closely spaced events, it may be necessary to add or adjust more than one marker. Place each marker near the corresponding event, especially when two events are close together or when one event masks another. The goal is to make sure every important loss or reflection is represented by its own marker before the final analysis. After reanalyzing, check the Result tab again. The added or deleted events should now be reflected in the results table, and the pass-fail highlights should correspond to the selected thresholds. This confirms that the link events, losses, and HCF sections are all being considered correctly. If you still see red values in the table, review whether the issue is a true failure or simply a cursor or marker placement issue. Sometimes a section can be corrected by moving the cursor, but if the value remains red after the markers are correctly placed, then the result is a real pass-fail indication based on the thresholds. That is the basic workflow for this tutorial. We have seen how to load traces, run a bidirectional analysis, verify and edit markers, add and delete events, adjust the threshold settings, review the result table, and generate a PDF report. Once you are satisfied with the link analysis and the trace results, export the report and use it as your final HoloCore Reporter report.